Utilities have to relocate their facilities so Kentucky can improve its roads. And railroad companies have to take the time to ensure safety when road work crosses their tracks. In short, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, utility, and railroad companies must coordinate work to keep our roads in tip-top shape. To help with this coordination, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet presents the Kentucky Utilities and Rail Tracking System, also known as KURTS. This is Kentucky's utility and rail document portal. KURTS allows outside project stakeholders such as utility and railroad companies to view road projects that may impact their facilities, including submitting and checking the status of invoices for reimbursable utility and rail work. This video will guide us through the process for checking invoice status. Let's walk through the invoicing process in the KURTS application. The KURTS home screen shows a list of projects that your company has been identified as having facilities within the scope of the road project. These are the projects that the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet needs your support. You may submit invoices for reimbursement of work if an agreement has been executed between the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet and your company. From the home screen, select the project that you would like to submit an invoice for work performed. The project homepage will open, and you will find a list of executed agreements at the bottom of the page. Simply select the agreement you wish to invoice against and then click the Invoice button. Please note, if you don't know with certainty which invoice to select, then select an agreement and then the View button. This will open that agreement document on file so that you may confirm the correct agreement. The invoice page will offer a few choices. You may view the original agreement amount, total amount with change orders, payment total made thus far, and balance. You may view previous invoices processed through KURTS, including status of payment. You may generate a new invoice form, also called a Statement of Charges form, and of course submit an invoice through KURTS. To create a new invoice, click the Generate Invoice button. A few items must be addressed to generate your invoice. Select if this is a partial or final invoice. Enter the amount of the invoice. Provide dates that the invoiced work began and the invoiced work was completed. Keep in mind, these dates should correspond to the backup documentation that you're providing with the invoice form. You may enter an invoice number, and when this information has been added, click Generate Invoice. KURTS will validate that your document was successfully generated. KURTS will create a Word document with the project information populated, along with the information that you've provided. You may open, edit, and save the Word document, but keep in mind, save your final invoice document as a PDF file. PDF documents are the only invoice file types KURTS will accept. You may now click Upload Invoice to submit your invoice. A few items must be addressed to submit your invoice. Select if this is a partial or final invoice. Enter the amount of the invoice. Click Browse to locate your invoice file on your computer. Click Browse to locate your backup documentation on your computer. And finally, select Upload Invoice. Your document is immediately viewable to the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet staff for review and approval. You may also wish to check the status of payment at a later date. To do so, simply navigate back to this screen by selecting the Project, Agreement, and Invoice button. On this screen, you'll find the following: View access to your invoice and supporting documentation. Date the invoice was submitted. The status of payment. If the invoice was partial or final. The KYTC issued invoice number. The date payment was sent to your company. The check or EFT number. The amount of the invoice. And date of payment. The Return button will navigate back to the project home screen. The word Home in the top ribbon will navigate away from the project and back to the system home screen. This is where you can open a new project. Thanks for reviewing the invoice process in KURTS. For more information or guidance on system use, please see the Help documents in the top ribbon, or contact the KYTC Utilities and Rail Branch Manager at 502-564-3210. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet thanks you for keeping our partnership strong for the benefit of all Kentuckians.